Have you ever felt a subtle discomfort? A quiet nudge inside your mind, when you hear or come across certain statements, sentences that sound powerful, almost hypnotic, telling you that your life, as it is right now, is not the result of what you have done, but the result of some kind of hidden code, a code you unknowingly set within yourself. And they say, if you can rewrite that code, everything in your life will change. Before we go any further, let's pause and understand clearly what the word code actually means. In its real definition, a code is a structured set of instructions, a system of rules, written in a specific language, designed to control how something works. For example, in computer programming, if a developer writes, if the user clicks this button, then open this page, the system follows exactly that instruction. No emotion, no interpretation, just execution. Or another example, a vending machine. You insert a coin, press a number, and the machine releases a product. That is a simple code system. Input leads to a predictable output, clear, fixed, repeatable. But now, ask yourself carefully, does human life work like that? Can a human being, with emotions, memories, trauma, relationships, and unpredictable environments, really function like a vending machine? This is where the gap begins, and this is where many ideas start to sound convincing, but slowly detach from reality. Now let's continue. What is the very first thought that crosses your mind when you hear something like this? After listening, after reading, after letting those words sink in, what do you actually feel? Naturally, the first reaction is doubt. Is this real? How does it work? Is there truly a method, a shortcut, something special that allows this to happen? And if it can be changed, will life really transform? Will things truly improve? Or will it slowly distort who you are without you even realizing it? Pause for a moment, step back, think carefully before it is too late, because there are voices growing louder in today's world, spreading ideas that sound profound, but quietly drift away from science, from nature, and from grounded truths that humanity has relied on for centuries. Another concept that is often mentioned together with the idea of code is something called universal energy or cosmic power. Let's slow down and define this clearly. The phrase universal energy is often used to describe an invisible force, something that is believed to connect everything in existence. Some people describe it as a flow of energy that responds to human thoughts, intentions, or emotions. For example, you may hear statements like, if you think positively, the universe will send good things back to you, or, if you align your energy, opportunities will naturally come. These ideas can feel comforting, they can give a sense of hope, but the critical question is, how does this actually work? What is the mechanism? Can it be measured? Can it be tested? Because when we talk about energy, in science, energy has a clear definition. It can be calculated, observed, transferred, measured in units. But when energy becomes a vague concept, without clear structure, it stops being something we can verify, and becomes something we simply believe. And belief, without examination, can easily lead us away from reality. Now let's return to something we can observe directly. Let's look at something simple. If a person constantly speaks harshly, hurts people with their words, what happens next? People begin to distance themselves. Relationships weaken. Opportunities disappear. This is not the result of some mysterious code. This is the direct consequence of behavior. Human actions shape human responses. Nothing mystical about it. Or consider another example. A person spends money without planning. Spends first, thinks later. What follows? Debt, stress, a shrinking sense of freedom, limitations start closing in. This is real, observable, repeatable. It is not magic. It is not hidden energy. It is cause and effect. It is what we think, what we say, and what we do, playing out in real life. The word code, in its true meaning, is a structured set of instructions. Like in a computer system, you input a command, the system responds accordingly. You change the command, the outcome changes. Clear conditions, clear logic, clear results. But human life does not operate like a closed system. Humans are not programs. Life is not an application where you install a new command and everything instantly updates, because a human life is layered with emotions, memories, trauma, experience, environment, family, economic conditions, opportunities, education, and countless variables that cannot be controlled. And this is where reality begins, because in many cases, what truly changes a life is not a powerful word, not a trendy concept, but simple behaviors, repeated consistently. Someone starts sleeping properly, they become mindful of spending, they stop living beyond their means, they stop hurting people with their words, they stop postponing responsibility, they begin to take ownership of their life. If a life changes under these conditions, it is not because of a secret code, it is because of repeated actions, grounded in reality. Now, there is one more concept that becomes essential here, and that is mindfulness and critical thinking. Mindfulness, in its simplest meaning, is the ability to be aware of what is happening in the present moment, to notice your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, without immediately believing everything that appears in your mind. For example, you feel angry. Mindfulness allows you to pause and recognize, I am feeling anger right now. Instead of immediately reacting, you observe first, and that small gap changes outcomes. Now, critical thinking, or judgment, is the ability to evaluate information before accepting it as true. It means asking questions, looking for evidence, checking consistency. For example, if someone says, you can change your entire life instantly by adjusting your inner code, critical thinking asks, how? What steps? What proof? Can this be repeated by different people under the same conditions? If there are no answers, then the statement is not knowledge, it is only a claim. And the danger is, when claims are repeated often enough, they begin to feel like truth. Let's say it again. In the simplest form, debt, stress, and limitation. These are not luck. They are patterns, chains of cause and effect, playing out over time. This is what many traditions have long referred to as karma, not as a mystical system, not as something that can be reset, but as continuity. What has been done, has been done. It has already entered the past. We cannot go back and erase words, erase actions, or undo decisions. But what we can do is learn and choose differently in the present moment. And this is where a serious problem begins to emerge. There is an increasing amount of content telling people that life can be reset, the past can be rewritten, everything can be changed instantly. These ideas sound powerful, they sound liberating, but when you listen closely, there is no structure, no verifiable explanation, no repeatable evidence, no clear conditions, just large, impressive words that create the illusion of understanding without delivering real understanding. And there is something even more dangerous. These ideas often shift all responsibility back onto the individual. If you fail, it means you set your code wrong. If you struggle, it means you haven't accessed enough power. At first glance, this sounds empowering, but beneath the surface, it quietly places the entire weight of existence onto one human being, while ignoring reality, ignoring society, ignoring inequality, ignoring background, upbringing, and access to opportunity. Seeing reality as it is does not weaken you, it prevents you from being misled. Yes, you are responsible for your actions, but no, you are not required to believe that everything in your life is controlled solely by your internal energy or hidden code. And this is where judgment matters. Just because something is repeated often does not make it true. Just because something sounds convincing does not make it correct. Before you believe anything, ask yourself, is there a logical foundation? Is there real-world evidence? Can it be verified? Does it align with how life actually works? Because in the end, life is not governed by secret rules. It is built slowly, quietly, through small decisions made every single day. What you think, what you say, what you do, over time. And that is the only thing you truly have control over. Right now, you are listening to
สถานีหยุดพักคลายเหนื่อย